Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Your Brain on Air. I'm your host, Oliver Larson. And welcome to the July 4th special. We are back at it again with a special guest this time, my fiance. Not the woman singing right now, that's Fergie.
No, that's me.
Hi there.
No, that's straight.
Kielee, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me again.
Second time.
9 months later.
Halloween, was it?
Or a little less than 9 months.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was
Halloween.
Halloween.
It was literally Halloween day.
Jesus, she is very loud.
Yeah,
I'm turning Fergie down, but we had to have some version of the national anthem playing as we enter today's episode.
This is our favorite version.
Oh my god, it's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. She's an iconic female artist.
She's a creative genius.
How old is she now? Is she like 40s or something? Late 40s, 50.
Early 50s.
Fergie age now 51 years old. She was born in 1975. Okay.
Wow.
I did not know that. I was like,
still
what?
Looks like a queen.
She looks iconic, man. I mean, oh, here we go. Here's the iconic moment. Give her the moment. Give her the floor. Oh, that's great.
Nails that.
All right.
Nails that note.
How you feeling going into this July 4th weekend?
Ooh.
I'm so hype,
Happy
actually.
250th.
Happy 250th anniversary, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening from the United States or not, if you're not, join us in the celebration. It's great. It's a great day to be an honorary American.
It's a great day to be free.
Yes, it is, as Fergie's voice proves. Here we go. Close it out. Close it out. And... Yep, there we go.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have so much news to actually cover. It is not just going to be nonsense, as has been...
mostly nonsense.
It's going to be mostly nonsense, but this is... Oh, my God. Thank you, Fergie.
Thank you, Fergie. Thank you for
Let's
blessing
do some
us.
podcasting. All right,
Woo!
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being patient with this intro. Let's get into our first major headline. I think that I wanted to get your major opinions on this mass ritual I've spoken about a lot. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding. Because, listen, it's low stakes. I'm not going to ask you about the Middle East quite yet. I'm not going to go into, some controversial territories. So we'll stay relatively controversial with Taylor and Travis.
You're not going to give me the fun stuff?
I cannot. What are you talking about? This is the fun stuff. You have a lot of passion for Taylor Swift.
No.
One could call you a Swiftie.
No.
I think.
I mean, if you consider that love and hate border practically on the same thing, then yeah. But no, I despise Taylor Swift.
You care about her a lot, though. That means if you hate somebody, it means you once cared about them to some extent.
I loved her music in the good old days.
Same. I enjoy Wildest Dreams. I put that on now and then.
Absolutely.
I like the older things.
Yes.
But listen, what is your main quibble with her? What do you not like about her?
Well,
really, be honest about yourself. Your honesty.
Honestly, I really liked her as a kid, and then in the 2000s, and then I grew up in, I kind of fell out of her music, but I didn't hate her or anything, but then I saw that she, takes her private jet literally everywhere.
I mean, that's so just typical rich girl shit,
I knew
though.
that, so I wasn't too bothered. It didn't make me straight up hate her, but I was like, okay, I can tell she's inconsiderate, obviously, because she's rich. She's a famous person.
Wouldn't
a lot
you be?
of them can be inconsiderate.
Wouldn't you be too, though?
I would try to be aware.
I feel like anybody. If you have the opportunity to fly private, I think you're gonna. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to take it that much. There are so many other ways to travel. I don't feel you should have to be taking your private jet that much. Like, the carbon emissions that she put out were just awful. 10
minutes across town is ridiculous. I think that it would be easy. I think it would be easier just to take the jet for 2. You know what I mean? I understand her thinking, and I'm not opposed to her as this billionaire who's abusing the means and systems around her. I understand that that's just her territory of being. I don't expect her to be a great person. I expect her to make good music. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't expect a moralistic good person.
He's a fun shrine for a lot of women.
But
and men.
You know, I didn't hate her at that time. I just was like, okay, obviously she's a little inconsiderate. But then, with this, I just, you know, I don't think I can get an excuse for this. This is just absolutely crazy.
Well, we have a few clips that I wanted to get you angry on this, because I knew that, listen, I know you have such a burning passion for this, so I knew that scrolling through my phone, there's so many clips of people who are literally, they're making
a cult.
They're
No,
making
it is
pilgrimages.
straight up a cult.
You know the way that Islamic folks, their goal is to visit Mecca, to visit the Kaaba, the big black cube eventually. This is a lot of Swifties' Kaaba. This is kind of their area that they all want to make a pilgrimage to one day. That's at least how I see it, and I think that it's going to make you very upset.
Yes.
I predict that, at least.
This is
Am I
their
correct?
magnum opus.
This
is what they've been preparing for their entire lives.
Yeah.
We came all the way from Little Rock, Arkansas, just to hopefully get a glimpse and to celebrate Taylor on her big wedding day.
Like I said, it's a pilgrimage these women are going on. These women are from Little Rock, Arkansas. Hold on.
And
Little
the fact that they're not even from New York, so they don't even understand how much this is going to inconvenience a lot of people in their normal and everyday lives.
It's gonna okay.
This is 4th of July weekend in Madison Square. It is gonna be busy.
Look at this drive time that we have found here on Google. 18 hours, 28 minutes by car.
Drove.
It is 1,233 miles.
I could not imagine doing that for somebody who doesn't even know about my existence. I
Listen,
could not even imagine.
These women feel like understood by her. That's why they feel connected. They want to do this because they're like, oh, she spiritually understands me via her music, I think. That's what I think it is.
I think they're just sick on nostalgia.
No, man.
Big wedding day. I think this is the royal wedding for us.
Welcome to New York.
Oh.
I'm outside Madison Square Garden to record video of anything I might see related
Just the
to the
fact
engagement
that-
party. And
They're putting so much money into this.
It's a lot of money.
Do you know how many... I've said this, do you know how many expensive private venues that exist in this world that would probably be 1,000,000 times more beautiful than this?
Madison
She could
Square
have picked,
Garden.
but for some reason she chose the most public area of the one of the biggest cities in America. It's like, what are you doing?
Here, let's look.
This is all for attention.
Let's look at the inside of Madison Square Garden, what it looks like. That looks like some stadium that, like, the Timberwolves would play in.
It doesn't look all that impressive.
That's kind of ugly.
I've been in a place that looks like that. I've been in a stadium that kind of looks
This
like that.
looks like literally every big auditorium. I'm serious. This looks like you film a comedy special here. Didn't somebody film a comedy special here one time? I have no idea.
I bet.
But it's like, you know what I mean? It looks average. It looks like every other big venue that I've seen in my life. Right here. Matt Rife, Nate Bargatze? How do you pronounce that name? Shane Gillis also performed here. Bargatze. Kill Tony had a massive 2-night live podcast event featuring top stand-ups. Sebastian Maniscalco. Dane Cook. He recorded
I'm just guessing on all these names.
Same.
The one I don't recognize.
Dane Cook recorded his 2007 album Rough Around the Edges live at Madison Square Garden.
Cool.
Andrew Dice Clay made history in 1990, becoming the first stand-up comedian to sell out the Garden. Okay.
Why are they closing so many streets down for this?
I was going to say, we can show a little bit about that, because I think there's more conversation about it. Actual New Yorkers are not very happy about this. I think that we have interviews with them.
Yeah,
also.
you can tell who actually lives in New York and who's just there for the wedding.
Yes, indeed.
wedding of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey.
Chelsea.
So I'm ready to point my lens or wherever the action is. I've been doing this for many, many years for the Associated Press.
His hair is
Most recently,
awful.
the Knicks finals a couple of weeks ago.
Man, I
I've
don't know
covered
him.
several
I
Super
don't know his
Bowls,
barber.
many movie
It's
premieres.
another
I've
person.
live streamed video as hurricanes have rolled ashore.
Whoa.
Will Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey give our camera a wave?
Maybe.
I don't know whether we're going to even see them. It looks like they're going to go under a tent and we were not going to see much. But if they do, I'm ready to record it.
Uh-oh.
We came all the way from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay, so that's those individuals. Let's get a little bit about the actual folks on New York City
How do you feel about all
streets.
this going out on outside of MSG?
I honestly just don't really understand it. I don't really understand why she would allegedly want to of get married at Madison Square Garden. I think it's kind of seeking attention. And
Facts.
I think that
I agree with this woman. It's hard to agree with her though because she has a bobby pin for a necklace.
I think it's kind of cute.
I hate that. I think it looks kind of ugly. This like New York Post interview with this woman who has this. It's like a thin chain or something like that, and then it's like a bobby pin for just the actual
really like it. Maybe
centerpiece.
Maybe it's just because like I'm bougie on a budget.
I just thought it was weird.
I like that.
it's just causing disruption to everybody trying to get to work.
Really?
Trying to
How
get to
so?
work.
I mean, like, I was trying to walk that way, they wouldn't let me go through. So
Damn.
I, like, had to go around.
Really? I mean, how much of a disruption is this causing to your
It's like
commute?
walking around the streets of New York is already so
Honestly,
chaotic.
It's
too
not fun
much.
already.
I
It is,
So I
it's
went to
not.
workout class, but I mean, to everybody else, I know that this is like a huge station that everybody gets off at and gets on. So,
Well, shit.
Yeah. Do you think that it's just like a little? Well, how do you feel? Do you think it's a little much to be doing this in New York or in the middle of Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
too much.
I think it's a bit too much.
She's right, though.
I
It
I
is.
love her accent though. It's so
Because-
white girl.
Let me tell you, why are you having in the middle of New York if you're just gonna keep everything so private too?
Wouldn't you, if you could? That's the thing, is wouldn't you if you could?
No, I would choose the most private and out of the way venue I could. I would want something like deep in like a forest or something.
That's very cult-like. That's very Bohemian Grove. Like, I want something in the forest. That's kind of creepy.
At least it's not smack dead center in like a
I do love the
huge
forest.
major city.
Yeah.
New Yorkers take their daily commute so seriously though. Like it's
They do.
like it's because like I said, navigating the New York streets is so chaotic.
It's not
just
easy
chaos.
from what I've heard, no.
It's new people every day. It's having to get around, new challenges every day.
It sounds like it sucks. I'm gonna be honest. I'm glad I don't live on, like, everybody sounds like you live on top of another person, and that's
It's true.
spooky.
Everyone's just
I don't like
stacked.
that. And that
Stacked
spooks
on top.
me out. I don't love the idea of like too much what is it when there's too many people like in one area?
Maximum
Yeah, I don't
capacity.
exactly. I don't love that. It's not my favorite.
My first thought is like, why Madison Square Garden? Why does everybody need to know?
This girl knows,
like,
ball.
Like, I don't know, if I was a celebrity as big as them, then I would want a more private wedding.
That's what I'm
Bro,
saying.
that's
I feel
you.
like
That's what I'm
they're
saying.
releasing that it's at Madison
You
Square
and this black girl apparently are the only ones with any sense on
Garden.
these
They know that it's
streets.
going to be
My
a
homegirl.
big event. They know that people are going to want to get in. And I'm just like, it just feels like, why are they marketing their relationship?
1,000%
Yes, queen, queen.
excitement. She's never
Okay.
an inconvenience. Taylor can do whatever she wants.
I would
Yeah,
say the
I'm
average
sure.
New Yorker definitely considers it an inconvenience, but it is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
It should be private, you know? Like, everyone to see it. It's just like, for me, if I had a wedding, like...
This is an actual child with more common sense
Little girl based.
than the adults.
Yeah,
in
no,
the
based
open,
as hell.
like, I would be so embarrassed.
That is crazy. Well,
I would be,
okay.
yeah, and she should be embarrassed.
I really do think that she should be fucking embarrassed. Okay, well, reports. Have you heard the reports lately about how much this is going to cost taxpayers?
Oh gosh.
So New York, what's it called? New York City Police Department security has been allocated to policing the festivities about $1 million in taxpayer-funded security. Road closures, heavy police presence still remain in place around the venue. This is, wow.
And not only that, but she's also shutting down a lot of the streets, so a lot of small businesses will also be losing out on money.
It's very, listen, I like it.
Didn't you have numbers for that? How much people were going to be losing out?
There was like I checked it last episode, like thousands of dollars. Many people were expected to lose just via the fact that traffic won't be able to go by nearly as
July
much.
weekend.
It's ridiculous for
Yep.
them. They're like, oh, we're gotta rely on sidewalk traffic or some shit.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
make
mean-
any sense. They're like, okay, I guess if people are still allowed to come into certain stores or whatever, but they have to approach you via the sidewalk, it's gonna kill a lot of people's interest.
Right.
No one actually wants to walk around. I'm gonna be honest.
Plus, nobody in that area is going there for the stores.
Absolutely
Like everyone that's
not.
going to be there is there for the wedding.
Here, let's. Oh my goodness,
It's going to be crazy.
It's gonna be bad.
Because you got people coming from 30 hours away, driving 30 hours just to go and see this wedding.
Not even see it because it's inside.
Yeah,
it's hidden behind walls.
Just to stand outside of it.
Okay, we have like a few more clips, like from BBC also. God damn.
I feel like this is the American royal wedding at this point. And we're wondering where our invitation
Where's your bottom
Actually,
teeth?
we look at the
Oh.
mailbox like every day, and our invitation went there. So we're going to run back or call our home and see if it's there.
They sell trees. They're like doing trees, and so
Why would they expect an invite?
Why would they expect that? And that's so many people. We ran to our mailbox to see if there was an invite. So out of touch.
These people are
it's something
retards.
to do with one of her albums, like Folklore or something.
Folklore?
Something like that. We're so excited to be here with him all the way from Little Rock, Arkansas.
This bitch from
to
earlier.
celebrate Taylor's wedding and congratulate her.
It's
We're not
exciting.
even gonna see
I feel
her.
so much is going on in the world. Everybody needs a little excitement. We're huge Taylor Swift fans, and we're happy that it's happening for them.
What it is, at one point I was convinced they were in one of the boxes. Maybe that's how they're getting it.
So nice to see her finally finding someone who's so good for her, and it's honestly just nice to see for the rest of us.
Many of these women will never go on to do anything for themselves. They're so hyped for her to get married. They're hyped for her to have a baby. Did you see so many women are already like, I hope you have a baby soon and whatnot. That's, yeah. They live psychically through it. Like I feel like these women project their wanted lives on her somewhat. And, you know...
It's what they want that they can't achieve,
Yeah.
I feel like, so...
There's different types of parasocial relationships. I think some women feel like they're friends with her. I feel like it's a mix. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it.
Fully, some of these people think they know her deeply internally.
It's...
Like, they have a real connection, and she doesn't even know they exist.
It's nutty behavior. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad that you like it. I'm glad that you're a fan of it. I'm glad that you will be tuning in for the rest of, like, when the photos drop, you are going to be one of the first ones on her Instagram. I know it. Dropping likes. I know that you're a big fan. Listen,
Don't slander me like
I'm
that,
not
please.
trying... Listen.
Don't slander me like that.
I know you got the friend bracelet. Is that what the friendship bracelet?
What are you even talking about?
Is that what her fan base has?
I have no idea.
I thought they all have, like, friendship bracelets.
I don't...
Okay.
I'm not a Swiftie. I don't know.
We got Rachel Ray teaching us how to make a hot dog.
I learned how to make a hot dog.
Thank you, Rachel
the way
Ray.
I make hot dogs is to put a tiny bit, like 1/8 of an inch of water into a pan, and
Whoa.
I add the dogs, and
Yeah.
you let the little tiny bit of water evaporate, but it heats them through.
Oh,
then
wow.
you let the natural fats that come out of the dogs crisp up the casings.
Whoa.
I'm very excited about this. Game on!
Did she make them from scratch, or did she just
I think
teach us how to... I was expecting her to, like, straight up make them from
I
scratch
think that she literally just took them out of the packaging
and put them in a...
just gave you instructions on how to put them in the pan.
Wow.
With a little bit
I
of
feel
water.
enlightened.
I love Rachel Ray. I love all that shit. We needed something light. We needed something to bring levity to the conversation. How you feeling so far in this episode?
Really good.
This is a great run so far. I'm having a good time.
I'm having a great time.
Well, it's about to become a little bit less of a great time because we're about to discuss a bit more of a serious story. Governor Walz is in the news again. Listen, Governor Walz, he's an interesting fella. I really find him to be just kind of like, which one's the of the two Muppets where they're the critics and they like always are critiquing shit.
Oh, I don't know their names.
I forget. Hold on a second.
But it's giving.
It's giving the
that
shorter
energy.
one.
It's giving the shorter one.
Muppets. Fuck, what are their names? I have to know this. Stadler and Waldorf.
Whoa.
Stadler. He looks like Stadler, man. Yes.
I feel like everyone knows these
guys.
puppets, but
let's see them.
not many people really know their names.
This is the most wonderfully scary actor since Dutch McGurk.
Dutch McGurk.
That one
I'll never
reminds
forget
you?
Yeah, this guy.
He
He looks just like him.
His last
Scraggly
film
as
was
fuck.
Phantom of the Soap Opera.
Yeah, after that, he went berserk. They say he still haunts theaters around the world.
3 eyes, green hair, long orange.
Oh shit, he's right behind you guys.
Thanks. Horrible man, horrible.
This is... okay. He jumped out of his seat. Okay, people aren't getting this visual example. Anyways,
Tim Waltz is not.
he looks.
afraid.
He looks like one of those guys from the Muppets. And I have complex views on him. I think it's a little weird, his connections with China, his fascination with Maoism, I just think it's weird. I think it's really, really like a strange thing to be into.
I've never gotten good vibes from him.
Well, I liked it back in the day when I was in high school, and most that everybody knew was about the school lunches and all that shit.
Right.
Everybody loved him for that because
he seemed okay back then. Like at that time, he seemed like a decent dude, but then there's more stuff started coming out about him.
Like a lot.
And the fact that he was like letting so much fraud go on and not doing anything to stop it.
His knowledge about it is like, he definitely knew a lot more than people thought. That's for sure. Like, listen, Keith Ellison was also deeply involved in that. I would say just as involved. When finding out about all the fraud, especially recently in the news, where it went national, where it got viral, everybody was talking about it.
It was happening like right in front of everybody's eyes. There were so many people who should have done something about it.
That's true. Literally in the city we live in, I'm pretty sure that there was, the area I'm talking about, downtown, where there was, I think it's on like 2nd Avenue or something, there was this one place that looked like a child learning center, and it had like an ABC Learning, something like that.
I remember that.
It disappeared right around that time, like early in the year, like March or April. And I was like, oh shit, they just painted over that building. They completely gutted it. Yep. It was bizarre. It looked like the back room's in there. So I don't know what there is to say. It's definitely happening in other states. It's not just Minnesota, obviously.
Right, it happens everywhere. But it for sure has been the worst around here as of recent.
Tim Waltz definitely allowed a lot of... Listen, and why the reason I say allowed is that the buck stops with him, obviously. He is, the governor of the state. And so I say, listen... We need to give credit where credit is due. I think that it's also his criminal. I think he has criminal associations. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Keith Ellison is this former blood. I think that he's helped out former gang members. It's not hard to figure that out. You can literally Google it. This really does not help Tim's image when it comes to assisting criminals. I just want to hear like a synopsis of the situation. Can we get a little bit from the mainstream media?
This does not bode well Sanctuary State, Minnesota, over protecting an illegal immigrant convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl. It's a hard story to talk about and to read about, but it happened and we need to tell you.
Yikes.
Homeland Security accusing Governor Tim Walz of granting a pardon, effectively just wiping away his criminal record to help shield the man from a final order of deportation.
So look, that's a bit of an oopsie. If he did it accidentally, that's a bit of an oopsie.
That doesn't look good.
It looks really bad
on him at all.
There's absolutely no way that he did not see this person's convictions before he gave out a pardon, which makes me think...
How would that be an accident?
I don't... that's a hard one. That's a hard one to excuse, Timbo.
Brooke Taylor is on that. She joins us now for more. And Brooke, what did you find out?
What did we find out?
Hi, Bill. Good morning. Well, Governor Tim Walz facing major backlash for this. So he sits on the board that pardoned this convicted child sex offender as he was just about to be deported. So back in 2006, Tal Lee Vang right here, he was convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl in Minnesota.
Jesus.
He pleaded guilty in a deal that kept him out of prison. DHS says that conviction cost him his legal status and made him deportable. Well, the details in these court documents, they're too graphic for me to repeat to you on air, but it describes the abuse spanning 2 years from the time the victim was 10 to just 12 years old. The girl told investigators she met Vang through her older sister, who he later married. Investigators say he admitted,
Oh my
quote,
God.
I made a mistake, but this is a minor thing. It's a cultural thing in
Yeah, it's a
Thailand to
minor
marry
thing.
and have...
Well, oh, yeah, it is a minor
That's-
thing.
That's why
Okay.
you got convicted.
Ramsey County District Court. This is his words. I made a mistake, but it's a minor. It's minor things. It's a cultural thing in Thailand to marry and have sex with girls as young as 12. Jesus
Oh my God, the fact that he
Christ.
just admitted
Investigators say he admitted, quote, I made a mistake, but this is a minor thing. It's a cultural thing in Thailand to marry
She
and have
was
sex
10,
with girls
brother.
as young
So
as
it would
12.
still be a crime.
He also told police that the young victim should be arrested too because she was, quote, as much at fault. Now, according to
And they
DHS, he
pardoned
received
this
a
guy?
deportation order
Yes.
after his conviction, but earlier this month, Minnesota's Board of Pardons voted to pardon him. Federal officials say this wipes away his conviction that made him removable and now could help him
Well,
fight
yikes.
deportation. So the three-member board includes Governor Tim Walz, Minnesota Attorney General
Keith Ellison.
and Chief Justice Natalie Hudson.
Iconic duo.
Natalie, who was that? It is the iconic duo.
Attorney
You're
General
good.
Keith Ellison and Chief Justice Natalie Hudson.
They are as iconic as Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. I don't know who this bitch is on the side. She's
No.
trying. Look at her. She's
the third wheel.
She's trying to act like I've always been a part of this group. It's like no. It's always been an iconic duo.
Attorney General Keith Ellison and Chief Justice Natalie Hudson.
Natalie Hudson.
DHS blasted the decision, saying in part, Governor Tim Walz's decision to pardon an illegal alien, convicted child rapist so he can remain in our country is disgusting. This pardon will take away the child rapist's qualifying convictions that made him removable from the United States. Now, we reached out to all three board members, including Governor Walz, to ask why they decided to pardon this convicted child sex offender. We have not heard back, Bill.
Well, you know, I would say that as the PR agent of those individuals, like the public relations officer, that's going to be hard to explain away. It's going to be hard to be like, well, listen.
It was an accident.
It was a complete accident. That's all. It was a complete and utter accident. And I think that's what they're going to... Listen, it's going to be a variation of... It was an accident. It's going to be like... Listen, I saw the details, but I read the I read the 10 in a 10-year-old girl as 18. I just I completed the 8 because you know how it's like it's circular, so you just
an
need.
Excuse I've heard predators on To Catch a Predator.
That's literally. I think that's what they're gonna try here. I think it's gonna be the go-to tactic, whether or not you like Tim Walz. I don't love this.
No.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that
Yeah.
it's a great look when you pardon a child abuser. That's not fun.
I think that shows a little bit of your true color, just a little.
Well, yeah, definitely. I would say, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna make assumptions, but assumptions have been made, and I choose to believe them. I think that's the best way to word it that I'm gonna use. Well, I think that there's other things to talk about. There's other very fun and interesting things to talk about. How about this? An Indonesian couple was publicly caned as punishment for kissing during a TikTok live stream. So listen, in the spirit of celebrating our country, I want to remember that people that are live streaming with their girlfriends right now and whatnot all over the United States don't have to worry about things like this, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah, it's really intense.
This is a crazy story. You want to listen to this? Brute America, I think is. Oh wait, yeah, Brute America. That's the newspaper
A couple
outlet.
was publicly caned in Indonesia as punishment for kissing during a TikTok live stream.
Wow.
Here's what happened. A young couple was publicly caned in Indonesia's conservative Aceh province Thursday after they were convicted by an Islamic Sharia court for kissing without being married while live streaming on TikTok. The couple, a 22-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman, were arrested in April after their live stream went viral in February and was reported multiple times.
See, they went like, that's a crime enough that she is 3 years older than him. God damn, she is like...
Wow, she's a cougar.
Yeah, exactly. In their culture, it's like, holy shit.
Were arrested
That's
in
like a
April
10
after their live stream went viral in
It's crazy for them,
February
yeah.
and was reported multiple times to local Sharia authorities. The court reportedly seized a cell phone and a USB flash drive containing the TikTok live video as evidence to be destroyed. The couple were each whipped 21 times with
They're
a cane
acting
by a
like
group
this
of people
drive
wearing
had like CP on it or
Yes,
something.
they got...
Just two people kissing.
They got whipped 21 times for this.
And that was
times with a cane by a group.
That's crazy.
People wearing robes, with over 100 bystanders bearing witness in a local city park.
Wooden cane.
Yeah, it's like a
bamboo.
Yeah, I think it's a piece of bamboo. Yeah.
Had originally sentenced them to 25 strokes each, but their sentence was reduced because they had both spent 4 months in prison for their crime. Aceh is the only Indonesian province that enforces Islamic law, with the country's secular central government granting Aceh the right to implement religious law as part of a 2006 peace deal to end a separatist war. The statute was expanded to apply to non-Muslims in 2015, accounting for approximately 1% of Aceh's population. Aceh law permits up to 100 lashes for morality offenses such as adultery and gay sex. In 2025, 2 men were publicly caned for hugging and kissing. Caning is also used as punishment for people who gamble and drink, as well as for women who wear tight clothes or men who skip Friday prayers. Amnesty International Indonesia has condemned public caning in Aceh as a human rights violation, stating that it is cruel and inhumane. Indonesia has a ratified convention mandating the abolition of
inhumane or a cultural difference. I challenge the Human Rights Society. All right, maybe it's just something that you Western minds are just not ready for. You know what that's my opinion.
I'm all for modesty. Don't get me wrong. that might be a little too much.
That's intense.
That it is cruel and inhumane. Indonesia has a ratified convention mandating the abolition of inhumane punishments.
Well, it doesn't seem like they're abiding by any of that.
Not at all.
Why don't we talk about something else very interesting? Are you Catholic, Miss Kielee?
No.
Do you know Catholics?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the Jesuits?
I've met some nice ones.
I've met
some interesting ones.
I'm going to be honest with you. Practitioners of the religion, nice people, generally pretty nice. The people that are involved in the religion, from like priests upward, I generally don't trust. I don't trust because I understand that they have to have an intimate knowledge of their organization enough to ascend a little bit, and that makes me go okay, so about the child trafficking, about the Vatican hiding child predators, about all that stuff.
Yeah, the corrupted side of everything.
Yeah, if you're just someone who moseys into a church every Sunday because it's what you've been raised to do since you were a child, I don't blame you, and I think that's just
right. It's just tradition at that point.
It's your programming,
yes.
Exactly. So, what's your familiarity, with Catholicism? Are you a fan of them?
I've been to a real, true Catholic church
Really?
one time in my life.
Where at?
It was in a small little town.
Can't remember.
That we grew up in, yeah. That I grew up in. I moved a lot, so.
I get it.
And it was interesting. They sang in Latin.
Oh man, that's deep. That's interesting. That might be this sect that we're talking about, the Society of St. Pius X. They're the individuals who still do verses in Latin. They're separatists. They're very traditional. They are against a lot of the recent moves that have been implemented by a lot of recent popes. And so they recently have been excommunicated by they are bishops, they're a bunch of priests by the Vatican. They've been excommunicated. They're like, we're done. We're not dealing with you guys anymore. You're causing us too many headaches. So let's get into a video about the whole situation so that we can understand it a little bit better.
The Vatican has responded aggressively to the consecration of 4 bishops of the Society of St. Pius X. This is an ultra-traditionalist Catholic group. It was formed in 1970 in opposition to the modernizing reforms of the Second Vatican Council. These priests celebrate the ancient Latin Mass, and they are very traditional in their approach to the Catholic faith. On Wednesday in Switzerland, they consecrated these 4 bishops without a papal mandate in direct defiance of Pope Leo XIV. The Vatican...
I remember these are the guys that wear pepperonis on their head. That's the way that I separate them, because they have the pink caps, you know what I mean?
They kind of look like yarmulkes?
Yeah, a little bit.
Today has responded with some of the harshest sanctions in the Catholic Church. Excommunication for those bishops who participated in the ceremony.
Whew.
A declaration of schism, and that all the priests of the society are schismatics and therefore also subject to excommunication.
They do know how to dress.
Oh yeah, it's drippy.
If you go to these SSPX masses, you too could risk excommunication if you formally adhere to the group.
Uh-oh.
Now, this society is tiny. That's 750 priests, 6 bishops, hundreds and hundreds of brothers and sisters, religious sisters, but it represents a real reality in the bigger Catholic Church. 1.4 billion strong, to be sure, but this is a fringe group that represents a threat to the Holy See because it is a reality internationally and is growing. As a result, the Vatican felt the need to respond publicly and harshly to this defiance that these consecrations represented. The Vatican still does hope, though, to engage in the dialogue to eventually heal this rift.
That monk look where they wear the potato sack. I know, it looks crazy. Listen, as a Lutheran, like I was born that way, I was baptized in that church and whatnot, even though my family was not they were not the most dedicated to the faith, I'm going to be honest with you. But I was baptized Lutheran, so that means that I'm good. That's literally what it means in their religion. So I'm covered. As long as you have some relationship with the ethereal, I think you'll be all right. Probably. That's my interpretation. And Luther says to take your own things from the text.
You just gotta have an open mind.
And in my view, as like somebody who was on the Lutheran train as a youngin', especially and whatnot, as a pretty secular person now, I think that these guys are a little late on the schism thing. You know what I mean? That like a little close to 500 years, a little late on the whole schism thing. It's interesting. I just think that it's a little...
Schism was so, like, 500 years ago.
It was really, like... And then even before that, it's, like... I think that there is... You're never going to get people to agree on whether or not Christ was even, like... Did he ascend with his foreskin that was taken? Or was it left behind? You'll never get people to agree on, like, the very basic things.
The little details.
Exactly. They're like, is the Eucharist, is it actually his blood, or is it just figuratively? That was, like, a big thing that people were debating. You know what I mean? It's like, that. It's very minuscule things that will divide your church.
When you use real wine... It's more accurate, and I think like that's more realistic to actually being his blood. But
heck yeah,
the places you go that use grape juice, which surprisingly are a lot. I've been to a lot of churches that use grape juice.
Well, you grew up in a lot of Baptist churches.
Those are fake.
Churches. Yes, those are heretics. I'm going to be honest with you.
Stupid bitches.
Oh my god. Yeah, you were baptized in a river, like literally, like John the Baptist went ahead and took care of you.
Oh yeah, we went the all natural way.
That's crazy to go in a river and be reborn.
I've seen some fancy baptism tubs though.
Really? What do you mean by that?
I've seen some really fancy ones. Some churches have them built in.
I gotta see
so
that.
they have them built in to
like
the
tub?
stage at the tub, and they fill it up and they do the baptisms on stage.
That's cool as shit, actually.
Like the way I did it was just a little ratchet, but I've seen some fancy.
I was a baby, and how many times have you been baptized? I've only been baptized once. Okay, you were baptized in a river. I was a baby, and I was baptized with my mother, actually. And it was like a thing where it's like, I think it was like a bird bath type of thing, or at least that's the story I remember it being. I can be corrected on this. I'm going to talk to her this weekend anyways for July 4th, so I can ask her about whether or not this story's accurate. But it was like this puddle thing where, you know how, in Heathers when, I love that movie so much. When one of the Heathers is like fixing her hair in the holy water thing.
Yes.
I think that is the type of holy water device that he like dipped his hand in, and then like I think he just like doused my hand.
Scene,
yeah, I think he just doused my head or something like that. It was crazy.
That's so different than the way I did it.
Yeah, it is.
Some religions, you just full on get dunked.
You get full immersion.
You have to be full dunked.
I did not get full immersion.
And then in others, you just gotta be spritzed.
Yep, and maybe that means that I'm going to be partially saved. I don't know. I have no idea.
I wonder which way is more accurate.
Technically speaking, I think you're closer to Christ in that way because Christ was literally baptized in a river.
I fully committed.
Hold on a minute. Let's literally, I think you can visit where he was baptized. Where was Christ baptized?
I was baptized
because it's named in the Bible, the Jordan River, exactly, by John the Baptist. The exact location is believed to be Bethany beyond the Jordan, also known as Bethabara. historic baptismal area is located at the eastern bank of the river, approximately 5 miles north of the Dead Sea, excuse me. Yeah, this right here, this is you. This is literally this passage in the Bible right here. The people emerging from the water right here. That's you. Like a dove flies above your head or some shit.
Oh, angelic.
That's literally how you were baptized.
Some religions think that if you're baptized, it makes you a virgin again.
What?
Yeah.
It makes you a virgin again?
Yeah.
What is that? Wait a minute. You gotta explain this. I don't understand.
Know which religion it is.
Hold on a minute. I gotta pull this up. What did you hear about this?
King of the Hill.
Does baptism make you...
There's an episode where they all get baptized and they're all like, we're virgins
again. Alright, I gotta figure out this. Physically, virginity cannot be restored. Well, obviously, yeah. And hymen things are not real, like a hymen check. There are some countries that mandate it. Did you know that? There are some countries where it's like they mandate...
have to check and
exactly.
see if the hymen is still intact.
Exactly, but that's not how a hymen works. No. It's like a foldy bit around the vaginal canal. It's not like a wall.
If it breaks, you should probably be a little concerned.
Well, it can tear from like doing the splits and things like that. And yes, you're correct. You should be a little worried about that.
Right.
However, in a spiritual sense, baptism signifies a fresh start, the forgiveness of past sins, and the beginning of a new life in Christ. Many Christians... What?
Is that in all religions? Is that just like the base fact of baptism? Or
Baptism's
is that
very
a specific
much...
religion?
Many Christians embrace the concept of being a born-again virgin or a secondary virgin. They just want to sleep around again. I'm going to be honest. That's what it is. They just want another chance. This describes someone who, after having sexual experiences, they just want the thrill of, like, being a virgin again. And
telling people they're a virgin.
This is my first time. And it's like, oh my God. Okay. It makes a new commitment to practice celibacy until marriage. By the way, they usually don't. While it does not change your physical history, it represents a spiritual renewal and a fresh commitment to purity.
Well, I can understand people being in a situation that would make you feel better. If you are sexually assaulted, I mean, getting a baptism would probably make you feel...
Yeah, well, definitely. Okay,
yeah. Renewed.
Yeah, definitely so. I can understand it in that case.
And somebody who's had, like, a shoddy past and
there's some
slept around and regretted. I mean, I'm sure that the idea of being baptized and almost being renewed...
I'm sure it's comforting for them.
I'm sure it's comforted a lot of people.
Well, I think, Christian denominations, did you know that there's a few, they consider more than one baptism to be a sin?
Really?
So, Catholics, Eastern Orthodox Christians, a valid baptism is a permanent once in a lifetime sacrament according to Catholic traditions. Attempting a second baptism is considered a grave sin because it implies the first one is insufficient or invalid. Many Protestants and evangelical churches view baptism as a symbolic act of obedience rather than a sacrament. While it generally is not considered a sin, opinions differ. Many denominations accept an infant baptism. Some, like Baptists, practice believer's baptism and may encourage rebaptism if you were not baptized by full immersion or as a professing adult.
Wow.
So I could be up. According to them, I could be up for baptism again because I was an infant and I therefore was not able to really profess my belief in the faith.
You couldn't consent. Exactly. Yeah. So technically it didn't count. Mine counted. I was old enough to.
How old were you when you got baptized in the river?
12.
Hold on a minute.
I was like 12.
How old was Jesus when he was baptized? Can you imagine if this lines up perfectly, man? 12 years old. He was about 13 years old!
30.
Holy shit! Oh, about 30, excuse
30.
me. I read it wrong. 13, I'm fucking...
Close.
My eyes reread shit so fucking wrong. Oh, it's okay. Alright, well, let's move on to how about... Oh, man. How about this story?
Next story!
Yes, Donald Trump's trouble-plagued celebrations for America's 250th anniversary took another hit after part of the stage collapsed during rehearsals. Oh, my goodness. Democrats accused the president of hijacking the event and creating a blueprint for corruption. What? Okay,
I don't like Trump as much as the next person, but like, that's kind of reaching.
This, wait a minute. A blueprint for corruption? He just wants to kill a performer. Like, what are we talking about?
Performer.
Let's take a look at this clip. I want to see this shit. Look at him go. Holy shit, that got fucking close.
It was like a big chunk of metal.
That got close. They're going off like a Fallout song or some shit.
Okay, I know how... Okay, a lot of people would probably question how much damage that could do to a person.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I worked in a coffee shop a long time ago,
Yes.
we had these big magnetic signs that would hang on top of our menu, and we would change them out.
Yeah.
And one day, our manager was changing it out, and one of them fell and hit her on the back of the head, and she needed 5 stitches to close her skull up after it smashed her back.
My
so
God.
one of those falling from that height, that fast,
Even though it looks flimsy.
it would take someone out so
Fuck,
fast.
man, that would
It would have
hurt.
killed somebody.
Hold
for
on,
sure.
yeah, that looks like it's made out of sheet metal or some
Yes.
shit. Holy man. It like lands right there, right? It lands like right behind them.
I love how some of them keep trying to dance through it.
I know,
and they
they're
all
like,
just slowly
we'll figure it out.
What just happened?
Oh my God. Okay, we can cover our next story. How about federal minimum wage? Opinions about this. It has been at $7.25 since 2009. Right now, there's a movement that's trying to raise it to $25 an hour. Well, there's a lot of... Listen, we definitely need to raise it to what I don't exactly know.
Yeah, it sounds good on paper.
I don't know that...
But logically, it probably wouldn't change anything if we raised it up to...
If anything, it would raise prices
Exactly.
to some extent. Because
So we would just be going from the same situation to the same situation, just prices.
the logic, yes, would be kind of like, well, not only can you afford it because we're giving you more money, but we have to give you more money, so we're, we still want to be able to buy a yacht at the end of the year, so we're going to
Right.
raise prices on you.
Exactly.
That's at least the corporate solution and the idea that they have. So
Exactly, but... So you'd just be getting paid more, but paying basically the same prices you were paying...
if you account for it, yeah.
Exactly, if you account for it.
Because there's more money, there's more like money going around to way more people, but eventually, because there's way more money going to way more people, it just kind of means a lot less to a lot more people, because a lot more people can buy a lot more.
Like, you're making this much, so you can be able to afford this price raise.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not against the idea of people getting paid more.
More money, more problems.
I'm not an evil person where I'm like, oh yeah, people shouldn't make more than $7.25 an hour. But I don't know that $25, that just seems, it's a reach. A little high.
Federal minimum wage has been at $7.25
That'd be
since
good.
2009, but right now there's a new movement that's trying to raise it to $25 an hour, and it's growing some traction. Legislation aimed at increasing the minimum wage has already been introduced in the House and Senate. It would work in phases. The minimum wage would jump to $12 the first year, and it would increase over several years depending on the size of the company. Activists, members of Congress, and workers were out on Capitol Hill in support of the change. It would also do away with lower minimum tipped wages.
Well, okay. It's curious. It's interesting. I don't know whether or not they're going to actually go ahead and implement it.
Yeah, I mean, if it would steadily maybe increase, it's not as bad as just changing it, but...
If you give the economy an opportunity to rubber band, to react to it, sure.
Exactly. Give it time for things to change.
Exactly.
Transition.
Okay. Well, hype. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to our final story. How are you feeling about today's episode, Kielee? This has been great.
Pretty good.
I've
Glad
loved
to
this.
be on the show.
I've enjoyed this so much, just being able to chat about this. We're still able to cover things because obviously this is news oriented, but I'm happy that you were just able to be here. I'm happy the schedule's lined up. This has been great. Let's cover our final story, shall we?
Yes,
all right.
Let's do it.
So Trump is, this is one of my favorite stories coming out recently.
It's controversial.
No, yeah, no, I'm going to argue. I'm going to argue with you. I'm going to argue with you because I don't think it's controversial. I think it's overdue. I think it's overdue. Much like the Harvey Weinstein trials being overturned. I think it's overdue.
Okay.
I think that it is something that we've needed for a while. And while I think your take is more balanced and probably going to age better than mine, I think that I have originality on my side. All right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
The underdog.
All right,
Root
yeah.
for the underdog.
That's what I'm saying, is that there could be a chance for me.
You know what? I'm going to hype you up.
This story is kind of awesome when you think about it, because A, we're going to get more music sooner. B, or should I say two, We're going to listen. We're going to get album releases. We're going to get
Yes.
he's gonna collect. He's gonna run for Congress. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
Once he gets
back out
out
there.
Sean.
He's gonna start making moves.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Diddy Combs. Trump is considering clemency for this individual. Diddy sources are now saying, what would you say if Sean Diddy Combs was pardoned for his, let's be honest, light trespasses?
Well, my knowledge on it, I'm gonna be honest, I've heard a lot of mixed things about the situation.
Same.
And I don't trust Diddy. I don't trust him as a person. I'm sure, I really feel like he's done some sketchy and illegal and animalistic things.
He was in the Muppets movie, though.
He was in the Muppets movie. I gotta give him credit for that.
It was a great performance.
So that gives him points, but he's just, I can tell that he's a creep. And I know that there's the text messages from Cassidy, right? That's her name?
Cassie. Yeah.
Saying that she was excited to freak off with him and that she was...
All that shit.
She was down to freak.
Yeah.
And I think that was a case where it was one willing participant, but I don't think that all of his participants have been willing.
That's fair.
I think this is kind of a controversial... If he does it, I think this is kind of a controversial move.
For sure.
And I don't really respect it, but we'll see what happens.
It's just in time for the 4th. That's for sure.
I know.
Let's hear it.
Breaking news coming to us from the White House. Sources tell CBS News. President Trump is considering a pardon for Sean Diddy Combs.
Let him out.
Music mogul is currently serving a sentence of just over 4 years in
Look at that
federal
handsome
prison.
devil.
You remember, he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution last year. We've also learned the president is likely to pardon some pollution violators. All this is fresh information from our
Why
team.
are we
So let's jump
pardoning
to CBS
criminals?
News White
Why
House
are we
reporter.
just straight up
Why
pardoning
not?
criminals?
Just like, why not? That's kind of the energy, I guess.
I don't even know why that's an option.
'Cause
if they did something wrong, they deserve consequences.
Now the
for
president,
that.
the president can overturn that shit.
But why would you want to? Don't you want to see people get the consequences?
Depends on the crime, you know.
Olivia Rinaldi
Right.
is on the north lawn of the White
I
House
think
for us
any
today.
level of
Olivia,
crime should
good
have any
morning.
level of consequence.
If you're scheming with somebody, why would you want them to pay the price for the crime? Because then you might get found out. Why do you think Gerald Ford pardoned Nixon? You know what I mean?
So yeah, corruption, basically.
Yeah.
Tell us about
corruption.
these potential pardons and who may be among them.
Hey, Errol, good afternoon. It's good to be with you. Yeah, President Trump is actually having a meeting today in the White House behind me where he will be discussing a slate of potential pardons. And CBS News has learned that one potential name that has been coming up is Sean Diddy Combs. The president has not made a decision yet on whether or not to pardon Combs for those crimes, but it is something he is considering. Some of the other pardons they are thinking about are people who were convicted of emissions and clean air related violations. There has been a flurry of activity in the last couple
Basically, they polluted the air. You know,
How?
They with their factories or some.
You
sort.
can get arrested for putting out pollutions by owning like a factory.
Oh yeah, you can.
Huh? I guess I've never heard of that.
And they don't say that climate justice is real.
of people lobbying for those pardons.
Still got warriors out
the
there.
president
I know.
just potentially discussed doing
Like
several
RFK
hundred
Jr.
pardons
Yeah.
around the birthday of the U.S. Of course, that's
Eating grasshoppers
50th
and
anniversary, which we are
putting
all
bears in
celebrating,
the middle of New York.
today and
He's
tomorrow.
great.
What a hero.
But still
He's
no
a hero.
word yet on whether he has made the ultimate decision to pardon Combs. Of course, that was very high profile.
Do it.
Would certainly
Just
be,
fucking do it.
He's
a
coming
controversial
home.
pardon.
He's
coming home. Tell the world he's coming home.
Was such a high-level
Let
trial
the
related
rain
to the treatment of
Let
away.
Trump
Combs'
away.
life. So
Wash
we are watching to
away.
see, but at this
Let
point,
Trump
we are
away.
told the president
Wash
has not made
away.
a decision. He is only
That's
considering that.
great.
I tried.
All right, President Trump considering a slew of pardons for people, including potentially Sean Diddy Combs. Really
Sean Diddy
interesting
Combs.
reporting
Sean
there.
Diddy
I know we're
Combs.
also learning more about the
I like
potential
his
tax
accent.
payments the president might now have to face over his crypto earnings, which earlier this week...
No, they're coming for him.
The billions. What do we know about this?
They're coming for him.
Crypto falls.
I know.
It will fall one day.
Crypto is going to be like a very satisfying thing to watch fall apart for our economy. It's not going to be fun because prices are going to be awful.
Oh, yeah.
Companies will collapse over it. It's not going to be fun.
I know it's going to happen.
It's going to be like AI when that falls apart. It's not going to be a fun time to be alive. Get canned foods just in case.
Oh yeah,
and
buy
canned
gold.
things. You buy gold, can things in glass because then there's less aluminum leaching into your food. It's
You're
just a good idea.
You're not poisoning yourself.
Yes.
Plus, it's been scientifically proven that things last more in a jar than they do in a can.
There you go.
That the president earned last year on crypto alone. That's his World Liberty Financial Crypto Forum, in which the president has traded a variety of coins, or people related to the president have done that as well. The president has defended that, saying several times that people manage his money, he doesn't manage his money, and that his sons are the ones who are managing.
People manage my money. Those people are my sons. Man.
Imagine,
I like it.
Imagine having someone else manage your money.
I love that.
He has been defending it.
Having it be your sons too.
It's gonna be my children. Listen, is that a blind trust? I think it is.
The question really is the taxes that the president could owe on those earnings. You know, given the fact that he could potentially have to pay at least $250 million by some estimates, it could be over $500 million if he were to be taxed at that 37% statutory rate. That's that minimum rate.
She almost said statutory rape. That's kind of funny that she thinks about that when she has him on the mind.
Making over a certain number, certain income would have to pay. So there's questions around that about what the president would owe for his taxes on crypto. But again, he has been defending these trades through his crypto forum, saying that he was unaware of them. Take a listen to what he said here during an interview with CNBC yesterday.
I could know about it. I didn't. Right. I mean, there's nothing illegal. There's nothing wrong with it. I could know.
There's nothing illegal there.
Nothing illegal there.
We are here at the White House where there are a lot of flyovers happening. I think that's what you're hearing behind me right now, Errol, and it's been pretty much nonstop here. But there you heard the president defending that decision, saying that he knew nothing about it. He's
defending it with
planes. But even if he did, he's not considering it to be illegal. Errol?
All right, a busy part of the country where you are, Olivia. Breaking news and flyovers for America's 250th. Olivia Rinaldi at the White House.
Well,
that makes sense.
Yeah, right. You know, okay. Well, do you have anything for the rest, before we head out, before, entering our 4th of July weekend? You got any sort of stories that you've been kicking around this week? Any sort of messages you want to leave the audience off with?
You're putting me on the spot here, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We had to clean up a metal thing that fell on my desk. It went great, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving on. Kielee, this has been an absolute pleasure. I cannot wait for this weekend, July 4th, with you.
Woo.
You know, our America's 250th. I've had a wonderful time.
Any day.
It does not happen any normal day. It does not. Okay. Well, how's your July 4th gonna go? I hope that you have a wonderful one. I'm gonna be there with you for it, so I don't even know why I'm saying that. Oh my god. This has been great.
This has been wonderful.
What's your message to all the Americans for this July 4th, our 250th? It's only once, but every 50 years we get one of these big ceremonial times to celebrate.
I know.
So, what do you feel?
I feel like when you go to the grocery store, look on the back of the packages because it'll tell you if there's lab-grown meat in there.
Yeah.
And lab-grown bioengineered bullshit.
Yeah. As an American, that's what you're going to have to look out for
You have
sure.
to look out for that stuff. Try to eat kosher.
Yeah, kosher. No ultra-processed bullshit. That's probably the best thing that we can do.
That's my best advice for you.
Let's rant about our best advice for Americans while this national anthem plays, shall we?
Yeah.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Get your best ones ready. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take you down this road of patriotism. I feel like we've had a great episode. I feel like more importantly, we just have to remember this 250th, that it's all about love.
It's all about peace.
That's what makes this goddamn country work. That's what makes us able to deport immigrants the way that we do. That's what makes us able to kill people in the streets that we are able to do. It's the way that we're able to have the strongest military and subjugate the world, but also lose really tiny battles to really minuscule countries in waterways and jungles and to traps. I love this country not because of our weaknesses, but for the grandness of our people, the spirit of the lands, and what we all have to offer. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this special broadcast on July the 3rd. Please enjoy your July 4th weekend. Had a wonderful time broadcasting for you. My fiance, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else to say. You got a final message for us?
Huzzah!
Huzzah. I love it. Let's get the fuck out of here and let's go enjoy our weekend. How about it?
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you do the same. This has been an awesome recording. I hope to have you back in the studios ASAP.
I can't
soon,
wait for the
please.
next time. Another 9 months.
This would be great. Yes, another strong. That's literally the gestation of a human being. That's like the exact time frame. So it'll be that. By the next time that you know how your sister just got pregnant. By the time that not you. I'm talking to the audience.
Oh, I was like, whoa, you know something I don't.
No, you know how your sister or your cousin or somebody in your life just got pregnant. By the time that they have their baby, my fiance Kielee will be back on the show.
Another human being will exist.
Yes, and it's going to be wonderful. Well, a lot of people, that's for sure.
A lot of people.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kielee, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. I'd love to have you back as soon as possible. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. This has been Ollie Vogt Larson and Kielee with Your Brain on Air. Thank you all so very much for listening. And you got anything else to say, Kielee?
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening, and bye-bye. That was great.